Hello guys. So we are going to continue our discussion with respect to Python, and now we are going to discuss on a new data structure called as dictionaries. So let us see the video outline for today, what all we are going to cover in dictionaries. So introduction to dictionaries, creating dictionaries, accessing dictionary elements, modifying dictionary elements, dictionary methods, iterating over dictionaries, nested dictionaries, dictionary comprehensions, practical examples and common errors. Now let us see how to create dictionaries. Okay, so I'll show you an example. I'll create one empty dictionary here. Empty DICT dictionary is equal to, I'll give curly braces. So for creating empty lists, if you remember, we were using square brackets. For creating empty tuples, we were using round brackets. And for empty dictionaries, we are using flower braces or curly braces here. Okay. Now I'm going to print and see the type of this variable or dictionary. Empty dictionary. Okay. If I run this, if you see the class is dictionary here. So there is another way of creating empty dictionary. So I'll show that also. Empty dict is equal to TICT round brackets and empty. Let me execute this. So if you see here, it returned curly braces, that is empty dictionary. Now we'll see some examples of how to create a dictionary with some key value pair or some valid values. Okay. So I'm creating a dictionary called student within curly braces. Now I'm going to write the key value pair. Suppose name, then colon, Ipshita. Okay. And then I'm giving another key called age and value suppose 25. I'm giving another key called grade. Okay. And grade I'm passing as suppose 24. Now if I print student, let me see the output here. You see here, it's printing name as Ipshita, age 25 and grade 24. So whatever key value pairs we are passing it here, it's printing as the student dictionary. And if I now print the type of student, it should give the class as dictionary. Okay, it says class dictionary. One more important thing with respect to this dictionary is we should be always using unique keys. So if we use the same key multiple times in the same dictionary, we'll see what the issue is. Okay. So let me just copy the student dictionary here, but instead of grade, I'm just writing name here. Okay. And let me just print this out, print student. So pause for a while and think what should be the output for this. So if we give two keys with same name, the second key or the second occurrence of the key is going to replace or override the value of the first key or the first occurrence. So this is very important to understand because in the NoSQL databases like Cassandra, MongoDB, the values are always stored in key value pairs. So if you see here, I have two keys with the same name, that is name, and let me print this and show you the output. Okay, so if you see here, it gives two keys only, name and age. So what happened to this? So initially when I have assigned the value Ipshita to this key name, it was there, but again when I'm using this in the second occurrence, this value is being overwritten or replaced. So this value Ipshita gets replaced by 24. I hope this is clear. Now let us see how do we access a dictionary elements. Accessing dictionary elements. Okay. Suppose I have the student dictionary. Instead of this, I'm writing grade as A here. Name, age, and grade. I do have these keys and values. So let me just print this out to see the value of student dictionary. Okay, name, age, and grade. Now we will try to access the elements of this dictionary. For that, I'll write a print statement and the dictionary, and then within square brackets, I'm going to pass the key for which I want to access the value. Let me just execute this. So if you see here, it's retrieving A, the grade A, value of the grade. Again, I'll do the same with another key. This time, let's access the value of age. Okay, so age is 25, grade is A. So there is another way of accessing these dictionary elements using get method. Okay, so I'll show that also with an example here. Print student dot get, and within brackets, suppose I'll pass grade. Okay, so we'll see this output. So it's returning the same value. This is just another way of accessing the dictionary elements. So let me show an example of accessing another key. But suppose the key that we are trying to access is not available in the dictionary. What will happen in that case? So suppose I'm passing a variable as or the key as last name. Okay, we'll see the output if it gives an error or how it behaves. Okay, so the value returned as none because this last name is not a part of the student dictionary. So there can be a requirement, like suppose I am passing this key, but I want to see if this key is not available in the dictionary, then I I want it to return me a default value. Suppose not available. Okay. So this is how this works, like the get method works in dictionaries. Now let us understand how do we modify dictionary elements. Modify dictionary elements. Okay. So dictionaries are mutable, so you can add, update, or delete elements. So let me just print the student dictionary. Okay. So it has the key as name, age, and grade. So first let us try to update the um I'll update one of the key. Okay, update the value of the key. So for this, let me just write student of, and I want to update the age of the student. Age is equal to, suppose I am writing 26, and then when I print student, will now see. Okay, so the actual value of age in the dictionary earlier was 25, but after I updated the value for the key age, it now shows me the value as 26. Okay, so let us now see how do we add another key value pair to the existing dictionary. Add a key value pair. So for that, I'll write student, and within square brackets, I'll enter the new key name, suppose address. Okay, and I'm assigning the value as India, suppose. Okay, now when I print student, I should be seeing the new key value. Here, if you see here, this is the updated age, and this is the new key value pair. Now let's go over and see how to delete a key value pair. Delete a key value pair. Okay, so there is a keyword called del student, and I want to delete the grade key. Okay, and now if I print student, I should not be seeing the value, the key and value for grade. Okay, so it shows just name, age, and address. It has deleted the whole key value pair for grade. So this is how you delete a key value pair, and we have seen some of the operations how we can modify a dictionary. Now let's see some dictionary methods. Okay, so the first method we are going to see is how to get all the keys from a dictionary. Okay, get keys from dictionary. So for that, let me create a variable called keys is equal to student dot. So I'll use the keys method here. Keys is a method here from which by using we can retrieve the keys of a dictionary. Print keys if I do, then if you see the dictionary keys are name, age, and address. Similarly, if I want to get all the values of a dictionary, then I'll create a variable called values is equal to student dot values. Okay, and now let me print values. Okay, so the values are Ipshita, 26, and India. Let us now see if we can get all the items from a dictionary. For that, let me create a variable called items, and I'll do the same thing, student dot items. So items is a method in dictionary. Print items. Okay. So we have seen how do we access all the keys of a dictionary. Then we have seen how do we access all the values of a dictionary. And then we see now how do we access the items in a dictionary. So this is nothing but this items method will return the output in the form of a list of tuples. So this is a list in square brackets, and then we have tuples in this round bracket. So these are all tuples within a list. So let's move forward with another important topic called shallow copy. Let me just show you the working of shallow copy. This is something really, really important. Trust me, you should never do this mistake whenever implementing in any kind of project. You need to remember this concept because this can be very small mistake when you're developing a project. So suppose I'm creating a variable called or a dictionary called student copy, and I'm assigning the value of the student dictionary to this copy. Okay, let me now print student, and also I'll print the student copy here. Sorry, student copy. We'll see the output. It should be the same because we just made a copy of the existing dictionary. All the key and all the values are the same. Okay. So what will happen if I update one of the key values, like the one of the values for a key in the student dictionary? We'll see that. Okay. Suppose student, not copy, student of, suppose I'm trying to change the name of the student dictionary to something called Ipshita 2. Okay, now again I'm trying to print the student, sorry, student dictionary, and then I'll print the student copy also. Okay, so if you see the output, the changes that we made to the original student dictionary, the name we changed, updated it to Ipshita 2, the same thing we are able to see in the student copy dictionary also. So this can be a problem, right? So how do we handle that? How do we create a copy so that if we update one dictionary, the other dictionary should not get updated? So for that, we have something called shallow copy. Shallow copy. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll create another dictionary called student copy 1. I'll assign the same dictionary here, student, the original one, and I'll do a copy method here. So what this will do is, let me just print the variables now, student, and then print student copy 1. If you see, at this moment, we will be having both the dictionaries holding all the same key value types. Now, when I try to update one of the key values for the student dictionary, suppose I'll do the same, I'll update the name for the student dictionary again, student, and within square brackets, name. I'm trying to update it to Ipshita 3, suppose. Okay, now when I print student and I print student copy 1, so this at this time, right, this time when we are doing this copy method, this is a shallow copy method. What this means is when I'm creating a copy of the student dictionary, this will not reference to the same memory as of the student dictionary. So this student copy 1 will refer to a different memory location, and this student dictionary will refer to some other different locations. So even if we copy this and we update the key values of student dictionary, the student copy 1 won't get impacted. The value will remain intact. So if you see here, the student dictionary, we updated the name to Ipshita 3. Still, the student copy 1. It remain unchanged. This is not impacted now. I hope the shallow copy is clear now. So we'll go forward and discuss about iterating over dictionaries. So first iterating over keys. We'll see iterating over keys, then we'll go to iterating over values, and then we'll see how do we iterate over the key value pairs. For this, I'll write a for loop for keys in student dot keys. So I'll use the keys method here, and I will try to print keys here. I think I missed a colon here after the for. Yes. Now when I run this, it will retrieve all the keys of the student dictionary. Similarly, what I'll do a copy of this, but this time I'll do it for iterating over values. And I'll be using a values method here. Similarly, I'll have to update the variables. Okay, let me just print this out. So if you see now, this is retrieving all the values. So in the previous example, we saw how to iterate over keys. And in this example, we are clear on how to iterate over the values. Now that we are done with iterating over keys and values, so we'll go ahead and see how to iterate over a key value pair. Key value pair. Okay. So I will write a for loop for this. I'll create two variables, key and value in student dot items. Okay, I'll use the items function or method here, colon, and then I'm going to print. I'm going to use a f string here just for formatting. Within curly braces, I'm going to write the variables here, key and value. Okay, so let me just execute this. So if you see here, it is returning me all the values in key value format, name, age, and address. Now we'll go ahead and see about the nested dictionaries. Like we had nested tuples, nested lists. Now we are going forward to nested dictionaries. Okay, so let me create a student's dictionary here. And within curly braces, I'm going to write sub dictionaries or nested dictionaries. Okay. So within this, I'm creating a key called student1. And for the student1, I will be defining variables here. And so this is a key. Student1 is a key. And I'll be defining the values here. So this values, I'm again going to create a dictionary. So this is something called nested dictionary. So within this, I'm going to write name and I'll assign it as Ipshita and I'll give the age as 25. Okay. Then I'm going to create another key called student2 and I'm writing the values as another sub dictionary with the same keys, name, then suppose Mona, and I'm giving the age as suppose 24. Okay. Colon is missing. Okay. So now I have, okay, here one comma is missing because we have key value pair and then a comma separated with another key value pair. Okay. So this is what a nested dictionary looks like. So now if I print students dictionary, sorry, just UDNTS, students, we'll see the output. So first it's printing student1 and its value. The second key is student2 and its value. Okay, so we'll now go ahead and see how do we access the elements in the nested dictionaries. Okay, so print students, and within this I'm trying to access the key student2 suppose, and from student2 I want to retrieve the name, the value for the key name. If I run this, it's retrieving Mona. And for the same For the same student 2, I'll just retrieve the age and LC. Okay, so if you see here, we are able to access the elements from this particular key value pair. So now we'll see if I write students dot items. So it should retrieve all the key value pairs. Yeah, so dictionary items, and within that we have a list of tuples. So these two are the tuples. Student 1, their values is one tuple. Student 2 and its values are another tuple, which is enclosed in a list. Okay, so let's iterate over this nested dictionary and see how it happens. Okay, so iterating on nested dictionary. So let me just show you the snippet here. How do we iterate over nested dictionary? So I have in the for loop, in the first for loop, I have created two variables, student ID and student info. So this is because this is the student ID, guys. Student 1 and student 2 are the student IDs, and student info is nothing but the variables for each of the or values of each of the key. So this is nothing but my key, and this is the value for the student's dictionary. So for this value, again, if you see this is the value, but this is again a dictionary, right? So for to access this also, I need to like iterate over this particular dictionary. For that, again, I have a for loop here, inner for loop, creating a key value variable. And from that student info, I'm trying to access the items. And I'm printing the key value here. Let me just execute and show you the output here. So for the first print statement, okay, for this statement, it's printing the student 1, name and age for student 1. And for this student 1 ID, I'm trying to retrieve all the key value pairs of the student info. So this is the output of the second print statement, which is this. Okay, so once this for loop is executed, it will again go to this for loop for the second student dictionary, which is this one. So this is the output of the first print statement here, student ID and student info. So this time the student ID is nothing but student 2. And for this student 2, I'm printing all the key value pairs here. So I hope this iterating over nested dictionary is clear, guys. Now let us discuss about dictionary comprehension. Dictionary comprehension. Okay, this is very important topic again. So what I'm doing is I'm going to create a variable called squares is equal to within curly braces. I'm going to write the for loop for x in range of 5. So for this range, I want to create squares of all the numbers. So for this, I'll have to create a dictionary here, x. So x is the root value or the actual value, and x square, x double multiplication or asterisk asterisk 2. So this will give me a key value pair. So let me just print squares now. Okay, so first number was 0. So 0 square is 0, 1, and then 1 square is 1. Then 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 4 square 16. So this will exclude 5. The stop parameter is always excluded. So let us now also see conditional dictionary comprehension. Conditional dictionary comprehension. So suppose I want to print the square values of numbers in the range only when it is even number. So let me just create a dictionary. Even is equal to within curly braces. I'll write the same for loop for x in range, and this time let me take 10, and I'll write the condition here. If x modulus 2 double equals 0. So this condition is for to check if it is even or not. So only if this if condition is satisfied, only if the condition is satisfied, I'm going to write x asterisk asterisk 2. So this is nothing but it will create a range of 10 numbers 0 till 9, and if the value is even, then only it will form a dictionary of actual number versus the square of that number. So let me just print the dictionary and see. Okay, so if you see, it prints the outputs in such a way that we see only even numbers and their squares. Now let's go ahead and see how do we merge two dictionaries. Merging two dictionaries, and for that I'll be creating the first dictionary as dict1, and within curly braces I'll write a colon 1. Then I'm creating another key called b. I'm assigning it as true. Let me create another dictionary, and I'll give values like again I'll use b. I'll assign it as 3, and then I'll write c. I'll assign the value as 4. Okay, and merged dictionary is equal to. So the syntax for merging two dictionaries is I'll be using asterisk symbols, dict1, comma, 2 asterisks, and then dictionary 2. So this asterisk symbol implies any number of key value pairs. Okay. Basically, we call this as keywords argument, which means key value pair. So we are going to discuss more on this when we cover functions in Python. But for now, let me just print the value of the merged dictionary. Okay. So what it is doing is dictionary 1 holds the value for A and B, but B says 2. But when we are merging this, if you see here, right, we are not seeing this value 2 for B, because when we have two key values, two keys, same name. So this one, right, this replaced this one. So the value of B is equal to 3 here in the second dictionary. Replace the B value 2. Okay, I hope this is clear. And I hope you got an idea about dictionaries. We have discussed so many examples. I tried explaining in a way that you would be able to understand. So I hope you like this video. This was it from my side, and I'll see you all in the next video.